Hello students, welcome to Crack Grade B online learning platform. So today we are going to discuss 40 days strategy. Next 40 days, what topic we should focus more and which topic we should focus to score maximum marks in next 40 days. So I will discuss topic wise today here in this session, and I will show you some facts analysis from previous years, that what type of pattern IBPS is following when they are going to ask question from the static part as well as current affair part and schemes part. So we will discuss everything in detail. So I will show you the analysis of last 2 years. 2 years analysis I will show you. This is for ARD. First I always come with the facts. After that only I talk about that why I am suggesting you anything. So you can see that this is for ARD 2021-22 I have taken, because this descriptive part was introduced in 21. ESI ARD GA merit section was started in 2021 only. Drop an email to us, we will resolve the issue. RJ, drop an email to info@crackgradeb.com. by morning it will be resolved. It will be resolved, do not worry, it will be resolved. Drop an email to info@crackgradeb.com. It is happening as we have changed our platform, we have migrated our platform. So those candidates who were registered with the mobile number only, so they are, we were not able to provide access to them directly, but candidate who were registered with the email ID, we have given access of courses to all those students. And those who have not get the access, please drop an email to info@crackgradeb.com. Don't get panicked, you will definitely get the access of your course, do not worry. And our working hours are 9 to 5. So we are replying every mail. We are getting daily, not for the course access, we are getting 100 plus mail dailies, 100 plus mail. It is number is more, means we have 2 email ID and both we are getting too many mails. So it takes some time, at least 24 hours to reply your mail, but definitely you will get reply. And IRD interview is going on, mock interview already has been started, and RBI interview, mock interview and biodata related process is going on. So sometimes it takes more time to reply all the mails, but definitely you will get, do not worry. And it is possible to crack in 40 days. Why it is possible, I will advise, I will tell with the facts. You can see that this ARD 2021 and 22 government scheme 5 marks, 9 marks, current affair with respect to agriculture 4 marks. So approximate 10 marks you can secure from the you can easily secure from the government schemes and current affair. Maximum question you will find from the PIB. In agriculture current, maximum questions, if any, suppose 5 questions are asked, so 5 out of 5 you will definitely find from the PIB only. So no other shows need to be followed for the agriculture current affair. In agriculture current affair you will see that food grain production, any scheme is there, horticulture area production, census, any report is there relevant to the agriculture sector, agriculture GDP. These type of questions they generally ask in the agriculture sector. So I will advise you for agriculture, PIB is more than enough for agriculture current affair. PIB already you are studying for ESI part also, and 30 question they asked from the static part and 27 in 2022. So 10 to 13, last year 13 marks, in 2021 10. So we are taking 10 marks. 10 marks you can easily score. Direct question you will find from the schemes, direct question from the current affair part you will find from the PIB. So if you are following, if you are doing current affair thoroughly from the PIB website, then you can easily answer these questions, you can score. And then left part is of 30 marks. In 30 there are some chapters which are repeatedly being asked, like agronomy, soil science, water conservation, animal husbandry. From these chapters are scoring, from where you can score good marks. So this is for ESI. ESI, you can see that 37 out of 40, 37 marks only from the government scheme and current affair. So only from the government schemes and current affair, ESI maximum question 33 marks, only 7 static part, only 3, and this year also we are expecting only 3-4 questions from the static part of the ESI. So do not waste time on the static part, and static part I will tell you the few chapters, and that is those chapters are also linked to the current affair. Questions are being asked from the current. Sometimes they can ask the static concept also. I will tell you few chapters only need to study for the static part, otherwise you can ignore it. If you have not read anything till now and you are going to start your preparation, I will advise you to skip the static part of the ESI for the phase 1. For the phase 2 descriptive part you have to study. At that time you can study the different descriptive point of view, but for the objective point of view I will generally recommend skip static part of the ESI. Only few chapters you need to study, that I will tell you. First, so this plan I have prepared, means pages number I have mentioned from our course, that how many pages are there. So I will tell you that ESI and ARD total approximate pages are 13-15 with schemes plus ARD static plus schemes. It is around 1900 if you are covering, if you are able to study 60 to 65 pages from our content, including current affair we have counted. Like current affair I will show you that. Regulatory circular of 6 months, approximate 150 pages are there. A PIB current affair of 4 to 5 months. You have to read PIB current affair from our content, and one PDF, more PDF is there. Finance news plus regulatory news. From there only you have to cover news from the RBI, SEBI, NABARD, IRDA, these regulatory body news. Other news you can skip, that is not required for the NABARD exam, that is more important for the RBI exam, but we have covered because that is PDF is compiled from the newspaper. So I will advise you regulatory circulars of 6 months from that PDF. Regulatory news separately we have given, and PIB current affair of 4 to 5 months, that will be approximate 200 pages maximum I have considered. Various reports, GDP reports, etc. we will be covering, that will be the 100 pages approximate. And schemes, economic survey, budget, schemes document we have mentioned that 40 pages, 25, 24. So, and this is total 1800, 1900 pages are including the static part. If you will leave the ESI static, then this number will be reduced to 60-65 pages. If you are able to study daily, then you can cover our syllabus in 30 days. Last 10 days you can revise the content and you can clear the exam. I will show you which topic you have to study in the ESI static first thing, and which topic you can leave if you want. If you have earlier studied, then it will not take much time to revise. You have to revise the content only. But if you have not studied, I will advise you completely skip. There is no harm, not a single question, means hardly 2-3 questions they have asked from the static part. So it will be beneficial those who have not yet started. Target the scoring part, that is I have shown you in this PPT. I have shown you that 33 marks from the schemes, and here also 37 marks from the schemes and current affair. 10 marks we have seen, 10 marks in ARD schemes and current part. 10 marks that was 13 marks, and 20 GA. So you can see that 33 plus 10, 43 or 20, 63 marks were asked from the schemes plus current part only. Schemes plus current, that current include the PIB, economic survey budget, various reports, RBI circulars, and here also you can see that 70 marks were, yes, I will save this plan in the course. So you can see that 70 marks out of 100 were allocated to the schemes and current part. Then it is doable, schemes and current part only. If you are doing selective study from the ARD static and giving more focus on the schemes and the current, then you can easily score. You have to, for this regulatory exam, I am always telling you that smart study is also required. You don't have to cover everything. If you will run behind this, means if you are covering everything, that is not possible to cram everything, because questions will be fact data based. The last year we have seen that paper questions were based on the fact and data only. So that's why I am advising you, focus more on the scoring part, that is the current part and the scheme part. Focus more on that, leave the static part. In the static part, ESI specifically, first I will tell you, 1 minute. First chapter is measurement of growth, national income and per capita income. In this from this chapter, do not read much, because if they will ask the question, they will ask question from the current part, that NSO GDP report. So you will be covering that in the current, and it is being covered in the PIB also, because NSO GDP estimation is being released in the PIB also. So, and learn only the formulas. Learn only the formulas from here. Learn GDP formula, GDP, GNP, these formulas, NDP, NNP, these formula you must know. Only these things you have to study from this chapter. And latest report of GDP you should study for this. That is the part of the current affair. Opening of the Indian economy, globalization, economic reforms, it is important from the descriptive point of view, so you can leave this chapter. Foreign trade policy, this is important for the objective as well as descriptive, so you have to study foreign trade policy highlights. FTP highlights you can study in this chapter. Then come to the next topic, economic history of India. In this chapter you need to study, and do not study everything in this chapter. Study on the 5 years plan. 5 years plan, even sometimes a question we can see in the objective part. One question on the 5 year plan they can ask, that suppose they can directly ask the time period also, that fifth 5 year plan, what was the time period for the fifth 5 year plan. So we can expect a question on this 5 year plan from this chapter. So only study only 5 year plan from here. 5 year plans, their characteristics only you have to study. It will not take much time, even it is not going to take your 40 pages, it will take hardly 5-10 pages. Foreign trade policy, that foreign trade policy highlights document we have uploaded in the course, that is important. Direct question we can see. And Inflation, various types of definitions, like what is stagflation, deflation, disflation, these hyperflation, various definition, Phillips curve. The definitions only you have to cover from this chapter. And what is CPI, consumer price index, WPI, IIP, index of 8 core industries, their base year, what are the components, because directly you can see that question. This is generally linked to the current affair also. Every month they are releasing the data of WPI, CPI, IIP and IEC, index of 8 core industries. So which component has the highest weightage, which component has the least weightage in that particular index, these things you have to keep in your mind. And what is the latest figure or data, what is the latest just CPI, WPI, you have to cram. And in static part you have to cover the inflation types of the various types of the inflation, definitions, and what are the components of this CPI, which component has the highest weightage. They have asked the question in RBI, that which I think in WPI they asked that which of the following component highest weightage in WPI, and I think one question they ask for the index of 8 core industries, which of the following component has the highest weightage in index of 8 core industries. So such question means highest plus lowest, both things you should keep in mind while studying this topic. And current part you will be covering from the PIB. So that's it for this chapter. And who releases that index, that is also important, that we will be studying in the current affair also. Suppose you are studying from the PIB, so it is given there that WPI is being released by the Office of Economic Advisor and CPI is being released by the NS. So index of 8 core industries is being released by the Office of Economic Advisor. These things are very important, and definitely one question you will find from this chapter. One question we can expect from the 5-year plan, foreign trade policy, inflation, these index, CPI, WPI, IIP, index of 8 core industries, 4 index are there. So please read these. Next is poverty alleviation and employment generation program in India. Generally schemes are being studied under this chapter. Maximum schemes, some old schemes also important under this chapter. Old schemes we can see, we have seen in the previous years also. Many times they have asked question from the old schemes. Last year I remember TRYS, this scheme was asked. TRYSM, yes, it was a part of Sarvan Janti, it was merged to the Sarvan Janti Gramin Swarojgar Yojana. 5-6 schemes were there, they were merged to the Sarvan Janti Gramin Swarojgar Yojana. Later that SGSY was restructured to National Rural Livelihood Mission. So that history you must know. For this chapter specifically in the NABARD exam, they ask the question from the scheme. So in history you must know about the schemes, old schemes. For what purpose, what is the objective. Don't go in the fact and amount, what was the amount given under that particular schemes. Don't go in such depth. Only you can cram the month, year, launch year of the old scheme, plus for what purpose this scheme was, and later on merged in which scheme. So it is important. And second thing, various committees related to poverty is there. Definition of poverty, various committees like Tendulkar committee, Rangarajan committee. These committees are very important. They can ask the question directly from these committees that this committee, Tendulkar committee recommended what calorie per day for rural areas, yeah, what amount they recommended for the rural areas per day or for urban areas. So such things are important. So you need to study from this can be asked in the static part. And types of unemployment you have to study under this chapter, static part. One liner question they can ask from any unemployment type of unemployment. And these chapters will not take much time. These chapters will not take much time. Our working hours are 9 to 5. I have seen that many used to call after working hours, so it is difficult for us how we will take the calls. But definitely tomorrow you will get the call back and your issue will be resolved. Drop an email info@crackgradeb.com. Do not worry, your issue will be 100% resolved. We have resolved the issue of many students. We are getting constant emails continuously, we are getting. So do not worry, it will be resolved. If you are facing any issue in login or you are not able to access your course, it will be resolved. Do not worry at all. Maximum 24 hours. In maximum 24 hours it will be resolved. So population trends in this chapter, you need to study census 2011. But in census 2011 cram the data related to rural areas. Don't go for the general data because it is vast, it will be difficult to cram. So census do selective study, census 2011 rural area related data, and then socio-economic caste census. That is important, that is more important. Socio-economic caste census question you will find from the socio-economic caste census rather than census 2011, but still it is important. Sometimes they have asked rural area related question on from the census 2011 and socio-economic caste census 2011 you have to study. That's it for this population trend. Next is related to the agriculture performance issues in food security, non-institutional and institutional agencies in rural credit, industrial policy. That is more relevant to the current part, means current related facts they can ask, that agriculture GDP contribution in the Indian economy, credit growth, means allocation in the budget for the agriculture credit, such things they can ask from the objective part. That is a part of the current affair, and otherwise you will find from the descriptive question from here, from this chapter, so you can avoid this chapter for the from the objective point of view. From objective point of view you can leave this chapter. Only this current part is important, that you will be studying in the budget, economic survey and various reports and PIB, so not need to cover this separately. Next is the rural banking and the financial institution in India, reforms in the banking financial sector. So here what is the important thing is that rural banking and financial institutions, means cooperative banks, regional rural banks you have to study, and financial institution in India, all financial institution in India you have to study under this chapter. And reforms in the financial sector, means current developments like payment bank, small finance bank, other development whatever is there related to the financial sector, that you need to study. We have given our course, that is enough. You have to cover these chapter. These are important, they can ask the question in the objective ESI. Monetary and fiscal policy reforms, I will advise you to study, because it is not given in the syllabus that monetary policy and fiscal policy, at least monetary policy you should study. Monetary policy, GST basics, finance commission, latest 15th finance commission highlight, you should study. They can ask the question because that is related to the our financial sector reforms only. Financial sector reforms, they have written one word, but this monetary policy is a part of financial sector, and finance commission, GST, all are the part of the financial sector reforms. So you need to study, and it is not lengthy chapter, 25, 20, 30 pages. If you will remove some content, then hardly 20 pages. Then most important chapter, you will find number of question from financial inclusion. Financial inclusion is very important chapter for the NABARD. You will definitely find the question, and in financial inclusion specifically lead bank scheme, that is given guidelines or given on the RBI website. Lead bank scheme, one of the most important topic for this chapter, financial inclusion. Then various circular of RBI like priority sector lending, Kisan credit card, interest subvention schemes. These four things, if you are studying, if you are leaving other things, these NPSCI website is also important, that is a part of the financial inclusion also. But if you are leaving other things, you are studying lead bank scheme, service area approach scheme, some circular of RBI related to the financial inclusion, PSL, KCC, interest subvention scheme. These are enough for this chapter, and you will find definitely many questions from these topics under this chapter, financial inclusion. Then IMF, World Bank, WTO, Regional Economic Cooperation. These are very important. Every year we are finding question in the phase 2 as well as in phase 1. So IMF, World Bank, WTO, Regional, their report, latest GDP reports of these institutions, who is the head, if any news is there, relevant news is there, so it is important. And Maximum chance is question from the reports of these institutions in objective part. In descriptive, they can ask question related to the WTO. Okay, so maximum chance is the question from the GDP report. Next is structure in multiculturalism, demographic trend, urbanization, migration. These are the topic for the descriptive part, more important for the descriptive part. You can leave this topic in the ESI static part, and if any news is there, any data is there related to the migration, that can be asked. An international body report that can be asked, but other international institution report we have to cover, like UN related those organizations which are releasing the report, that is important. And only this intergovernmental organization, don't go for the private institution. Some NGOs release the report, that can be asked, like Oxfam NGO is there, and some other NGO. If it is related to the social issue of the India, then that report is important. Otherwise all other report you can ignore, specifically for this ESI part. Only the intergovernmental organization, that is like WEF, World Economic Forum, WTO, UNCTAD, UNICEF, UNESCO, World Population Fund, these FAO, Food and Agriculture Organizations. So these type of organizations are very important, means their report you have to study. Next is gender issues, joint family system, schemes. Here you have to study only the schemes mainly. Schemes, and if any development is there, law is related to the women, that you can study, like that Maternity Benefit Act is there, and other important schemes of the Ministry of Women and Child, that is important for this chapter. Again, next question is the education policy and health under this chapter. I will share this PDF. Health is also there under this chapter, health and education. So you have to study the schemes of those both ministries, health and education, and generally flagship schemes is being asked. Flagship schemes are being asked in the exam, like health, Ministry of Health. If you are studying, so some schemes given in the ministry website directly mentioned there, they are important. And like Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, Ayushman Bharat, that is important scheme. Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan, SSA, Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan from the Ministry of Education, it is important. Any report is there related to the education, generally in PIB it is being released, that UDISC, Annual Status of Education Report, ASER, any report is there, that is important. And National Education Policy, we have seen that every year they are asking question from the National Education Policy. So you need to study the National Education Policy under this chapter. I am telling you, these whatever topic I am telling you, definitely you will find the question, and pattern is always same. You can see that previous video of any exam, whatever I am telling, it is the 99% paper pattern is followed on that way. In this chapter you have to study the schemes only. Ministry of Social Justice schemes, Ministry of Social Justice, Tribal, Minority Affairs, these schemes need to cover under this chapter. And some facts about the SC/ST and the population, like what percentage of population was there for SC as per the census 2011, which state has the highest SC population and which state has the highest ST population. So such things you have to study, and other schemes related to these under previous section, that is Ministry of Social Justice schemes, that is important. Definitely you will find some questions. Social movement, if any current news is there related to the social movement, then only they will ask. Indian political system, some question, direct simple question they can ask related to the Indian parliamentary system. So you can study about like president election, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, Vidhan Sabha related, what is being followed in India. That basic things you can study under this chapter. Human development then comes to the Human Development Index. That report you need to study under this chapter. That's it for this chapter. And don't study means many historical moments. I don't think they will ask. If any it is in news only, then they definitely ask. Schemes of Ministry of Rural Development you have to study, that is very important for the ESI chapter. Sir, what about the computer awareness? What about, yes, I am fine now. What about computer awareness PDF? Computer awareness PDF, actually we don't have specific special faculty for the computer awareness, but still we will look into this. If it will be possible, we will definitely provide you. Ankit Raj, site is working properly, fine. We have cross checked. You may be trying to open the old URL. Try to open www.crackgradeb.com. It will definitely work. Schemes of Ministry of Rural Development is much important. Ministry of Panchayati Raj, Jal Shakti, these three ministries are very important. Rural Development, Ministry of Panchayati Raj, Jal Shakti. These are 20 pages. So accordingly you can decide that how many days you are going to spend. I will make a plan also in this number of days I will put in how many days you should cover these topics. Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Labor and Employment, 30 pages schemes are there only. Scheme related to the finance, Ministry of Finance schemes is important. Schemes, this again we have added, this is 2 times we have added, above we have covered. This Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs schemes you need to study. Scheme related to the industrial sector, Ministry of MSME schemes are also important for the NABARD exam. Ministry of miscellaneous and new schemes, in that other ministry like food processing Ministry of Food Processing Industries, Ministry of New and Renewable, Ministry of Power, these 3-4 ministry more. FPI, Food Processing Industries, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, Ministry of Power. These 3 ministries are also important. Definitely you find question from these 3 ministries. Definitely, I mean 100% chance from the question from the schemes of these ministry in phase 1 ESI paper. We have done the analysis of the past year, and every year they are asking question. So these 3 ministries are also very important. 100% chance from these ministries questions will be asked in the exam. Economic and union budget, very important again. 2-3 question at least from the budget you will see. And economic survey, specifically ARD chapter, agriculture and food processing related, one chapter is there in economic survey. I will advise you to study to cram the fact and data under this chapter. That is very important because they have asked in the previous year also that what is the contribution of the agriculture GDP in total economy. Agriculture subsector, allied sector, that forestry is contribution in the total GDP, forestry is contribution in the agriculture GDP, livestock sector contribution in total GDP of the country, and livestock sector's contribution in total agriculture GDP. Such data is important. Definitely one question, always you will find the question related to the GDP contribution of the agriculture and allied sector. Always one question, 100%. In RBI general awareness session also I told you that while discussing the important question, I discussed about the agriculture GDP, that there is a chance they generally ask such question, and they ask the question in the exam also. Various reports, these reports generally include the GDP reports. GDP reports are very important. In phase 2 generally they ask, but in phase 1 they can ask direct question from the IMF, World Bank, OECD. If these reports and other reports are like RBI annual report is important, RBI latest FSR, that is important. They have asked question in the previous year. I remember in 2021, I think 21, they asked question from the RBI annual report. And other institution report like global gender gap is there, World Economic Forum, Human Development Index is there, Global Hunger Index, Multidimensional Poverty Index. Such flagship reports are important. Such flagship, do not cover all the reports that has been released by the some popular current affair websites. Do not follow blindly everything. So flagship reports are important, and I have also given a list of detailed topics that what to study under the ESI chapter. ESI one video is there specifically for NABARD that I have prepared. PIB current affair of 4-5 months. PIB is a Bible. PIB, you can say that Gita or whatever for this exam. Everything is there in PIB that is being asked in the current part of this exam. So I will advise you, study the PIB thoroughly. Means almost all the important current affairs from the government of India is being covered in the PIB. So all the PIB current affairs are important except few that is not relevant to the exam. So I will advise you, if you are following our content, do the PIB, whatever content we are providing in the PIB, that is very important. Yes, reports and census are available in the course, and we used to update time to time. Regulatory circular of 6 months. There is one finance new ESI finance news and circulars news document. In that other news are also there, financial news, but I will recommend you regulatory news separately also given in that PDF. So cover only the regulatory news from that PDF plus PIB. That is enough for this ESI part. And this content what I have referred here, what topic you need to focus for the static part. Easily you can study in the 20 days. Easily you can study in the 20 days if you are spending at least 4-5 hours daily. You need to cover only 50 to 60 pages. If you are covering everything, you are going to study everything. If you will study as per my plan, I have told you that which topic to focus under the which chapter, which static topic you should skip. So then it will take less time. If you are covering all the things, then it will take 30 days to cover everything, then 10 days for revision. But static, I will advise you to study those chapters which I have recommended. Other you can leave, and mainly important for the descriptive part. And we have seen the previous year, even 4-5 years analysis, you can see that ESI static hardly 3-4 questions they are asking. Now come to the ARD static. ARD static, some chapters are very important. Some chapters are very important. So I have shown you this one more document. (2018-19-20) 5 years analysis of ARD I will show you. 2018, you can see that which chapters they are asking more question, which chapters they are asking more question. So agronomy every year 4, and in 21-22 8 question in 21, 6 question in 22. So you can see that maximum question, majority of the question from the agronomy, that first part of your syllabus of the ARD, that is very important, under which you are studying the various topics like precision farming, organic farming, seed, cropping pattern, types of crop, and basics branches of agriculture. You will be studying under that. So next topic is the soil and water conservation, water resources, that irrigation methods and soil and water conservation, various types of soil nutrients. These are the important topic. So you can see that first three 13 question, 10 marks in 21-22, and previous year you can see that 12 marks from 3 chapters. These 3 topics, 10 marks, 8 marks, 11 marks. So you can see that these 3 topics are always targeted for the questions. These 3 topics are always targeted for question. So focus more on these chapter. Plantation and horticulture, it is a vast topic. It is a vast topic, so I will advise you do some branches of the horticulture and some basic disease of the plants, some basic important disease of the plants you can study. Otherwise other things it is very difficult. Some process are there for different crop, that definitions you should know. Other things you can leave, because it is a vast plantation and horticulture is the lengthiest topic in the ARD portion, because there are number of crops. If you will study in the detail for every crop, it will be huge. Animal husbandry is again the important topic. Animal husbandry, every year they are asking question, and these questions are not difficult. Out of 4 or 5 questions, 3 questions are always doable. 4 or 5 questions, 3 questions are always doable. So standard questions or simple question they are asking from these chapters. Fisheries you can do means, and from our content if you are studying. So I will advise you, you can read that content, whatever pages we have given, read that only, stick to that. Some students were asking that you should tell which topic we should leave. So you can accordingly decide that which topics are being targeted more. You can read those topics only, and you can leave other topics. But our content is the most specific. Still, our content is the most specific content. Ecology, always climate change or sustainable development related one question always you will find. So I will advise you not to leave this chapter, because easy question they will ask. Rural development, that is mainly being covered in the scheme part. Government scheme, 10 questions approximate they have asked. This both we have discussed earlier. Animal husbandry, 4 question in 2021, 2022 7 question. Forestry 3 question, and forestry 2 question in 2022. So you can see that these chapters they are targeting. If you are targeting, like suppose these 2 chapters topics, government scheme and current affairs, to 10 questions from here. Then ecology climate, suppose 2 question, 12. You are studying forestry, 15. 4 question animal husbandry, 19. And these, suppose you are leaving these chapters, so 8, 3, 11, 13 marks from here, and 19 those. So 32 marks you can easily attempt. 32 marks you can easily attempt by doing selective study. And these are the chapters. Agronomy is little bit vast also, but whatever content we have given, from there maximum chances the question will be covered from there only, and previous year have been covered. So soil and water conservation, simple question, direct question. They generally ask from the water resources. Similarly 3 chapters these, and one is animal husbandry, forestry, and you can ecology and climate change, government schemes, current affairs. If you are covering these, so 80% questions you will be able to attempt. Even 75%, 70% you are able to attempt the ARD static, then you can easily clear the cutoff, because 60 marks are there for like 40 for the ESI, 20 for the GA, and ESI majority is questions from the schemes and current part. 20 GA general awareness, last 2 months general awareness you need to study. Any magazine you can study, small magazine, don't go for the lengthy PDF, small magazine you can cover. So 2 months are more than enough, for because 20 questions only will be there. And ESI 40 questions are there, and suppose here you are covering out of 40, you are targeting only 30, 75 question. 75% question, so 30 question from here, 40 you are doing from here, so 90 marks paper you can easily attempt by doing selective study. And cutoff was last year it was 41 point something, I think, for general category. So from 90, after attempting 90 question, it is not difficult to score if you have studied thoroughly. Means if you have studied and revised again and again. If you will be studying everything, it is not possible. It is not possible to cover everything, to cram everything. It is very difficult. So I will advise you, do this, check this document, this study, this analysis, and prepare accordingly. Basic of agriculture, you can see that only this agronomy part you will check. Hardly 50 pages, 50-60 pages are there. Basics of agriculture, we have covered the definitions, agronomy and field crops, types of crops, agroclimatic zone, cropping system 2, dryland farming, precision farming. One question from each topic you can see. Meteorology, soil and its types, soil fertility, important points of soil, soil erosion, irrigation system, fertilizers. One question from plant nutrient, you can see that. And content, you can see that 12-15 pages. So our content is not lengthy, as we are known for our content, specific content, quality content, and since last 3-4 years we are providing, and it is more than enough. I've seen the many students who are looking for the multiple content, but you can check yourself that where multiple content is required. When you are able to clear the cutoff with a single content, with a single source, then why you need to focus more on the ESI part? 40 marks are there, 20 marks for the GA, 60 marks in your hand, and ARD 40 marks are there, but still 10 to 15 question, 10 question from the current affair, current affair plus scheme part, only 30 marks, and for that there is no need to go for the multiple sources. Farm and agri engineering, 20 pages. Horticulture, soil and water conservation already covered. Fisheries, forestry, animal husbandry, and ecology and climate change, rural development, miscellaneous topics. Schemes are there for those animal husbandry and farmer welfare, agriculture and farmer welfare, fisheries and animal husbandry. These ministries are important for phase 1 as well as in phase 2 also. We will see the direct question. Last year descriptive question also were asked from the scheme part, and after phase 1 you will be having 1 month. In that, descriptive part can be covered. Objective you have already studied, then only you have to revise at that time. So I will advise you, do selective study as I have told you in ARD. If you have not studied anything till now, those who are already studying and have covered the syllabus, then they can revise only the content. But those who have not studied anything, they can follow this strategy and you can clear the cutoff. So kindly start the ARD static. We were facing the issue for the live English lectures. So most probably from tomorrow that will be started in the live mode. You were asking for the live classes. Yes, from tomorrow we will start the live classes for ARD in English language only. Currently it is going in the bilingual, means Hindi explanation. But for the English speaking people, tomorrow we will start the live classes. Yes, tomorrow we will start the live classes. Yes, we will start live government scheme session in 1 or 2 days. Most probably from tomorrow we will start. Rohit, in phase 1 there is less chance they will ask question multiple statement based. There is less chance in phase 1 of NABARD, but phase 2 of NABARD you can see that multiple statement based question. But you should be ready, because in phase 2 you will see the question multiple statement based. So I will advise you to practice from starting itself, because no one knows about the IBPS. Sometimes they can surprise you. NABARD annual report I will be uploading in the course latest by tomorrow evening. Yes, all are the part of agronomy before soil chapter. And whatever content we have given, it is more than enough. We have provided it based on the analysis of the previous year paper, previous year trend. Everything you cannot cover, because I already told you that horticulture is a 4-year degree. There are number of subjects. Fisheries similarly, agri farm and agri engineer. These are not you cannot cover in 1 month, or content is so vast. But we have to be very specific. As per the requirement of the exam, we have to study the smartly sometime, because there are number of things you can target, like ESI is there, GA is there, 60 marks from the ESI, GA and 10 from the ARD schemes and the current part. So 70 marks you can easily cover directly without touching the static part of the ARD. So then why you need to cover the lengthy sources or multiple sources? In descriptive also they are asking direct question, simple question, not difficult question, and that was also covered in our content. I will share this PDF in Telegram channel. I will share this in our Telegram channel. Yes, this time I will definitely provide at least 15-20 days before, at least 15 days before the exam I will provide. Yes, in 20 marks GA you will see the mix GA, like standard banking exams, like it can be from the banking, it can from the sports, science, defense, mixed questions will be there. So 20 questions for 20 marks you need to study the 2 months current affair at least in detail. Okay, already we have the best price in the market. No one is comparable. No one can match our the quality, specific quantity and the price also. And you should not ask, because it is very difficult for us also to provide more discount. Kurukshetra magazine, mostly Kurukshetra magazine articles you will find from the PIB and the schemes only. Either from the some article they will pick from the economic survey, some reference they will give from the budget. So you can skip also if you are following the PIB. And those who are our students, we will be providing the important MCQs from the Kurukshetra Yojana magazine. So no need to study yourself. Whatever we will find in the important, then in the MCQs format we will provide. PIB schemes by next week we will be covering in a live session, that you will get, do not worry. June to August PIB schemes you will get by next week, you will get, and also the live session. I have explained in this video, Sapna. I have explained in this video. If you are targeting specialist post, then you can do selective study, means target those chapters of ARD only from where maximum questions are being asked. So you can study only the some specific chapter. June to August PIB schemes and report we will provide you. Do not worry. Schemes and June to August scheme compilation document we will also provide, and the session also we will take live session. Four 5 month government scheme in one PDF. Please keep in mind that they are not going to ask every scheme from the current affairs. Means if it is in PIB, means all schemes they will not ask from the PIB only. Whatever syllabus topic is there, any scheme is there related to the relevant to the syllabus topic that you need to study, you cannot skip, because it is a competitive exam. So only you cannot rely on the PIB schemes. That is difficult and it can be dangerous also. Sometimes they have asked the schemes which are on, not in news. ARD and reports, sir. Reports also we will update, do not worry. Report we will also update. What about ARD में सर अभी और कितने सेशन बचे हैं? I will check and reply in the group. Important scheme list I will report. Yes, definitely a report we will be updated by next week. You will get everything. Because some report, why we have not updated the reports, because in September some updates will be there in GDP reports, so that is the main reason. Still other reports we will provide. Government schemes and ARD notes, everything is updated. We are referring about the PIB schemes which are in news in PIB, that separate list will be provided. Any other question? And this content, again I am saying that approximate 1900 pages. If you will study our content, 60-65 pages daily, including everything we have mentioned, that current affair, reports, everything we have taken in the count. So if you are covering 60-65 pages daily, then you can easily cover in 30 days. Even if you will skip some static part of the ESI, then more pages you can reduce and it can be covered approximate 25 days, and rest 15 days you can revise. So our content is the most specific and doable. Thank you, Rohit. Yes, do not worry, you will get as soon as possible. By next week everything will be in line. PIB video lectures are going in our YouTube channel. PIB is going on, and finance and ESI news we will start that within 1-2 days, and backlog will be covered. ARD current also, do not worry about that. We are going to start in, I think, next week or this week only. Because maximum ARD current affair are from PIB only. Separate we are providing, so that we will cover in video format. Do not worry. Maybe within 1 or 2 days. Any other question if you have? Do not worry, and I will provide also that most important MCQs as was doing for other exams. Only to our paid subscriber we will provide. This time we will not go for the open session in the YouTube, and at least 15 days before the exam I will provide those most important MCQs. So do not worry. Sir, only one question. Yes, tell me. Thank you, Kurin. Thank you, Shoma Das. A list, important list of the schemes I have uploaded. I will update it within 1-2 days. So you can stick to those schemes only if you are not studying all. Yes, this time it was the game changer. Those who studied that most important MCQs were able to score good marks in the general awareness. And similarly for the phase 2 also, that compilation was very helpful. ESI static is not important. I have done the analysis. Only three questions only from the ESI static the last year out of 40. And before that also 4-5 questions. So I will not advise, if you not studied anything, leave ESI static. Do schemes, current affairs and ARD schemes, ARD current affairs, ARD static, GA 20 marks. So if you want to clear the exam, then don't go for the ESI static if you are not study anything. But I will advise you to study some basic of a few chapters that I recommended you, like poverty committees, definition of poverty, definition of the unemployment. You can study like inflation, types of inflation, CPI, IIP, WPI components. These things you will be studying in the current part as well. And 5 years plan, these 2-3 chapters are important for the static, otherwise you can ignore. Yes, you can revise, because you can see it yourself also that I have not done the analysis. I have not done the analysis from myself. I have done from the previous year questions, what question they have asked, and based on that I am telling that ESI static is not at all required to clear the exam of phase 1 specifically. Only the schemes, current affairs, budget, economic survey, that is scoring part also. 70 marks will be the schemes and current affairs, including GA 20 marks I am referring, and cutoff was 41. If suppose you are able to attempt 90 marks paper, then you can clear the cutoff. Yes, I will do it 10 to 15 days before the exam. So thank you for joining this session, and keep studying, and do not waste time, and do not go for the multiple sources. Rely on us, whatever we have given, revise that content, and that will be more than enough. So SEBI Grade A journalist, I cannot comment till I will get the information. Once I will get the information about this, nowadays there is uncertainty because some information we get, then again a notification is delayed. You have seen in the NABARD also, we get information very early that 150 plus approximate vacancies are going on, but notification was released a little late due to administrative reasons. So similar thing can happen in SEBI also. But there was a news, but I am not 100% sure that something is going on, means for approval they have put, whether it is will be approved or not, because in March also the file was put for the approval. At that time I told for the notification of SEBI, at that time file was put for the notification, but it was not approved by the chairman. So reshuffling of the manpower was done in the SEBI. In last few months they have also closed some regional office, regional temporary office were opened, so they have closed those offices, and manpower was reshuffled, relocated. So again there was a news recently that again file has been put for approval for recruitment of the journalist, but I'm not 100% sure that it is correct information. But once I will get the information, I will definitely share. Yes, NABARD we will provide then in the NABARD only. NABARD because NABARD is the next exam only, so I will be providing then for the NABARD. Thank you and good night. Keep studying.